All right, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we are doing things old school tonight. Yes, when I say we are doing things old school, I mean we are doing things old school. We are doing one host tonight, just me, which is fine. My guest had to back out tonight due to some personal stuff, and I hope that everything goes well with that. I really do. But yeah, we are live. It's Starlight Beacon Transmissions. This is episode 30. Yes. Hey, Hilo, how are you, buddy? I know it's late there, but I appreciate you staying up late to hang out with me tonight. So thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Um, like I said, this is Starlight Live. Anything can happen. That's why we're live. Just give me 1 second here to get some water. And yes, I have a Star Wars cup. All right, there we go. Well, not a big show, but have a fun show tonight. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the High Republic. I'm going to be talking. Let me see here. I've got the notes. Like I said earlier, but if you're just coming in, my name is Eric Mitchell. I am your host. So tonight we're going to be talking about the High Republic. We're going to be talking about Disney World's 50th anniversary and how that celebration has kicked off and how that's going. And then we're going to talk about Galaxy's Edge, which will be a lot of fun. There's some people that I know that are going to Galaxy's Edge soon. You're welcome, Hilo. Thank you. Thank you for coming. There's some people that I know that are going to Galaxy's Edge for the first time, and some people that I know that are going for the umpteenth time. And then my wife and I are going to actually be at Disney World in 10 days. Yes, we're going to be at Disney World in 10 days. We're doing 2 days at Disney. One of them will be for the Boo Bash, which is the Halloween party. And then the second day that we're there, we are going to be doing Disney's Hollywood Studios and going to Galaxy's Edge again. And we're going to get to Galaxy's Edge here in a little bit. But have some news. Well, before we get to the news, have a few announcements to cover. That's right. So, in 1 week's time, we are going to be doing, excuse me, we are going to be doing a DC fandom recap show. Yes, our live show next week will be all about DC fandom and the stuff coming out of that event. I know it has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it's it's something that I love and I want to cover it. So there's that. Then, okay, October 20th. Mark your calendars for this. This is while we are at Disney. We're going to be doing a live show from Galaxy's Edge. I'll probably do it on my personal Twitch channel, or we're going to do this through the Discord server. Yes, we have a Starlight Beacon Transmissions Discord server. So if you are curious to see what Galaxy's Edge looks like, all the different things that you can do at Galaxy's Edge, we've got you covered with that. So we're going to be doing that on October 20th, which will be very exciting. Um, we might even do a live show October 19th, which is when we're at the Boo Bash, so that way you can see Disney at Halloween, which is a lot of fun too. And excuse me, we're doing this live, and I'm sorry for yawning, but we are doing this live. So anyway, we've got that going. Um, October. So there's that. And then, well, I'll do our December announcement real quick, and then I'll get to the big reminder. So in December, let me look this up real quick as I do the announcement. Just want to make sure that I have my days right. Yes, okay. So in December, oh yeah, no, Galaxy's Edge show will be a lot of fun, and so will the Disney Halloween show. So we're gonna try to do a Disney Halloween stream. That way people can see that too. But in December, December 11th, we will be at Ocean City Comic Con in Ocean City, Maryland, which is the town that I grew up in, and spent 21 years of my life before moving to Baltimore to pursue what is now my career. So we are going to be doing that, and that day I am going to try to do a live show from that con as well. That way you can see what a small one-day con looks like, because yeah, I know a lot of people have done small to one-day cons, but some people haven't done them, so that's another thing. And then our big announcement slash reminder, October 29th. That is a Friday night. It is the Friday right before Halloween. It is the return of our RPG show. Yes, this will be our second adventure together. On October 29th, we will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and everybody's coming back for this. So it will be John, Joey, Greg, Kaylin, Katrina, and Ellie, and myself all coming through, all playing this Star Wars RPG. Um, there might be a little Stevie Palps involved, but that is our big thing. And everybody's going to be dressing up for Halloween. So I've encouraged my friends to dress up as their characters if they wish. If not, it's no big deal. I'll be wearing some resistance gear and wearing my, apparently I can't point, wearing my Rise of the Resistance hat, and I've got a Resistance shirt from Galaxy's Edge. Or I might switch it up and do First Order stuff. Don't know yet. But our RPG is set during the Old Republic, but I'm encouraging our players to dress up as their characters, or if they just want to dress up in general as any Star Wars character they can. Um, two more RPG announcements. November's adventure, I'm working on writing, and we are also working on getting a date together for that. That will probably be mid-November, because we don't want to butt up to Thanksgiving and have everybody have to rush to a computer and stuff, especially if they're at at large family gatherings and what have you. So November's adventure, as I said last week, will be an entire episode of Stevie Palp's Cantina Rescue. And then in December, we're working on a date for that, as well as I'm working on writing the adventure for that. That will be our Life Day adventure. So we're going to dress nice for Life Day. Maybe wear ugly sweaters and button downs and dresses and stuff. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right, you know. And that'll be a lot of fun. So that's it for the announcements right now. So let's get to the news. So this week was, whew, man, This week was interesting. So this is now, since we are in October, we are now in Star Wars Reads Month. And if there's one thing that Star Wars has always done is books, but more so now we're getting more and more canonical books, which are just amazing. And now we get to celebrate Star Wars Reads Month, which will be a lot of fun. It used to be a week. Now we get an entire month of it. And I have to tell you, this is a great opportunity. Yes, it is a lot, but it is very exciting as well. This is a big opportunity for people that are unsure of what's canon and what isn't canon to like, or if you've been curious about reading a Star Wars book, this is the perfect time to jump in. Earlier this year, we had the launch of the High Republic, which has been incredible so far. If you look at our Discord server, we're starting to get more and more High Republic conversations. I want to get more and more High Republic conversations going because it's such an amazing era. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the High Republic, I'm going to pitch this again. I pitched this a little bit last week, and I'm going to pitch this again now. So, the High Republic is set 200 years before the Skywalker saga. So, you are seeing the height of the Republic and the height of the Jedi Order. And excuse me, I've got to mute my mic real quick. Excuse me, I apologize for yawning again. um, But yeah, the High Republic is set 200 years before the Skywalker saga, and we get to see the Jedi at their height of their power. We get to see them really um, do what they were supposed to do in the first place, which is what they talk about in the prequel trilogy. And it's really cool. It kicks off with a book called Light of the Jedi, which kicks off with this huge, huge event that the Jedi and the Republic respond to. And in this event, the Jedi get to have like this Avengers moment, which is really cool to see because you get to see each Jedi have interpret like have these moments, and you can see like their different interpretations of the Force and how they use the Force to help people. And it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And not only do we get human Jedi Knights, we get Wookiee Jedi, we get Athorian Jedi, we get um, Trandoshan Jedi. We get so many Jedi in this era, and it's super super exciting. And we are now at the end. We're nearing the end of wave two of phase one, and then in January, wave three of phase one starts, and that'll close out phase one. And then in mid 2022, we'll get the start of phase two with wave one of that. And there's a lot going through the pipeline. And so this week is actually a pretty big week for the High Republic, and this is the launch of Trail of Shadows, which is a Jedi film noir mystery series, I guess you could say, written by Daniel Jose Alder. And it it looks I previewed the first few pages, and it looks absolutely incredible. For those of you that don't want any High Republic spoilers, I suggest that you read The Rising Storm before you read Trail of Shadows, because Trail of Shadows opens on a huge spoiler. So there's that. But anyway, it's really exciting to see. It's a really exciting time to be a High Republic fan. And then if any of you need lists or anything, I'm available to give you lists of what you should read and consume for the High Republic. And I know a bunch of other people that will help make lists as well. There are even storybooks for the High Republic, the like kids storybooks that come with stickers. And I know my wife was really excited when I first showed her the storybook because it had Wookiee Jedi stickers. Yeah, it had stickers. And apparently the second storybook's out now that has more stickers. Yes, stickers. Can't go wrong with Star Wars stickers. So there's that. Next. Oh, man, we have a lot of book stuff here. Next, let's talk about this huge announcement that Lucasfilm and Disney posted on the just 2 days ago, and that is we are getting 4 brand new books in 2022. And I'll tell you what each of them are, and then we'll go into a little more detail about what they're about. So let's actually go with the younger reader novels first, and then we'll go to the 2 adult novels. So your 2 younger reader novels are Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith. You can never go wrong with Star Wars stickers, indeed. That is true. You can never go wrong. Yeah, well, yeah, and my wife just said you can't go wrong with stickers in general, which is true. You can't. But especially Star Wars stickers. I mean, come on. Do we really want to go wrong with Star Wars stickers? I don't think so. So, our first young reader novel or young reader book here is Stories of Jedi and Sith. This will be released June 7th, 2022. It is available for pre order now. You know what? I'll give you the description here. So, it says the brave Jedi, the devious Sith, these iconic heroes and villains embody the struggle between light and dark that is at the very heart of Star Wars. In this exciting middle grade anthology, 10 acclaimed authors imagine all new tales for some of the saga's most popular characters, from Luke Skywalker to Darth Vader, from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Asajj Ventress, and beyond, complete with beautiful spot illustrations, epic standoffs, cunning plots, courageous action, and ruthless anger are all here in this showcase of the enduring power of one of the greatest movie sagas of all time. Uh, let's see here. The writers, some of them are, a lot of them are Star Wars writers. So we have Roseanne A. Brown, Sarwat Chadha, Tessa Gratton, Michael Kogue, Sam Maggs, Michael Moretti, who writes a lot of IDW Star Wars stuff, Alex Segura, who wrote the Poe Dameron young reader novel that I think is when Poe Dameron's a spice runner, so it's about how he met Zori Bliss. Vera Strange, Karen Strong, and then we also get Delilah S. Dawson, who wrote the Phasma novel as well as the Black Spire Outpost novel, which both of those are incredible, just awesome reads. So I highly recommend checking those out. This could actually be a really fun book of short stories, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. Then we get another young adult novel here, which is called Padawan. This is going to be done by Kirsten White. And it says Obi-Wan Kenobi struggles with his place in the Force as a young Padawan in this coming of age adventure. Obi-Wan Kenobi really wants to be a good Padawan, the best Padawan, even. But that's a feeling more and more impossible with his new master Qui-Gon Jinn. All of Obi-Wan's friends are off training to be real Jedi, getting mission experience, while he's still on Coruscant practicing his forms and sitting in silent contemplation. Ever since Qui-Gon's former master Dooku left the Order, it feels like Qui-Gon has been too busy trying to connect with the Force or arguing with the Jedi Council to properly train his Padawan. When Obi-Wan finally convinces Qui-Gon to take him on a mission to a remote planet once explored by an ancient Jedi, his master doesn't show up the morning they are to leave, so Obi-Wan impulsively takes off by himself. Upon arriving on the mysterious lush planet, he encounters a group of teenagers with no adult supervision and who all seem to have some connection to the Force. Free from the constraints of the Order, Obi-Wan joins them in their daring adventures, but the Padawan side of him keeps questioning the teens' strange relationship to the Force and to the verdant planet around them, and what all of that might mean to his future. Obi-Wan will test the limits of his relationship to the Jedi and to the Force in this exciting yet soulful exploration of one of Star Wars' most enduring heroes. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty much a prequel to Master and Apprentice, which Master and Apprentice is an incredible book done by Claudia Gray that explores Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's relationship like 17 years before the Phantom Menace. So like they're really starting to like really bond at this point, which is interesting, and I'm excited for that one. Then we have this is the first of the adult Star Wars novels that got announced. This one is called Brotherhood, written by Mike Chen. The publisher is Del Rey. Release date May 10th, 2022. Available for pre-order now. And this one says Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker must stem the tide of the raging Clone Wars and forge a new bond as Jedi Knights. The Clone Wars have begun. Battle lines are being drawn throughout the galaxy. With every world that joins the Separatists, the peace guarded by the Jedi Order is slipping through their fingers. After an explosion devastates Cato Nemoidia, the jewel of the Trade Federation, the Republic is blamed and the fragile neutrality of the planet is threatened. The Jedi dispatch Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the Order's most gifted diplomatic minds, to investigate the crime and maintain the balance that has begun to dangerously shift. As Obi-Wan investigates with the help of a heroic Nemoidian guard, he finds himself working against the Separatists who hope to draw the planet into their conspiracy, and senses the sinister hand of Asajj Ventress in the mists that cloak the planet. Amid the brewing chaos, Anakin Skywalker rises to the rank of Jedi Knight. Despite the mandate that Obi-Wan travel alone and his former master's insistence that he listen this time, Anakin's headstrong determination. I mean, that's such a great description. Anakin's headstrong determination means nothing can stop him from crashing the party and bringing along a promising but conflicting youngling. Gee, I wonder who that might be. Once a Padawan to Obi-Wan, Anakin now finds himself on equal but uncertain footing with the man who raised him. The lingering friction between them increases the danger for everyone around them. The two knights must learn a new way to work together, and they must learn quickly to save Cato Nemoidia and its people from the fires of war. To overcome the threat that they must to overcome the threat they face, they must grow beyond master and apprentice. They must stand together as brothers. So with this one, we're going to find out what all that business on Cato Nemoidia was that Obi-Wan said that business on Cato Nemoidia doesn't count. So yeah, we finally get the story from that line in Revenge of the Sith, which will be pretty cool. And I think it's cool that we're going to get Ahsoka in another book. And we are going to get a book similar to Master and Apprentice that explores Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship. And I think that's fantastic. And then we have one more novel here, and I'm saving this one for last because this is the one I am so excited for. This one is Shadow of the Sith. Yeah, dun dun dun. This one's being released by Del Rey. Release date is June 28th, 2022. And here it says Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian return in this essential novel set between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. The Empire is dead. Nearly 2 decades on from the Battle of Endor, the tattered remnants of Palpatine's forces have fled to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. But for the heroes of the New Republic, danger and loss are ever present companions, even in this newly forged era of peace. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is haunted by visions of the dark side, foretelling an ominous secret growing somewhere in the depths of space, on a dead world called Exegol. The disturbance in the Force is undeniable, and Luke's worst fears are confirmed when his old friend Lando Calrissian comes to him with reports of a new Sith menace. After his daughter was stolen from his arms, Lando searched the stars for any trace of his lost child. But every new rumor only led to dead ends and fading hopes until he crossed paths with Ochi of Bastoon, a Sith assassin tasked with kidnapping a young girl. Ochi's true motives remain shrouded to Luke and Lando, for on a junkyard moon, a mysterious envoy of the Sith Eternal has bequeathed a sacred blade to the assassin, promising that it will give him answers to the questions that have haunted him since the Empire fell. In exchange, he must complete a final mission. Return to Exegol with the key to the Sith's glorious rebirth, the granddaughter of Darth Sidious himself, Rey. As Ochi hunts Rey and her parents to the edge of the galaxy, Luke and Lando race into the mystery of the Sith's lingering shadow and aid a young family running for their lives. I love that we're getting this story, especially because this is one of my favorite bits in The Rise of Skywalker. Well, yeah, that true, Hilo. This gives the line "You were my brother" a whole new level of meaning. It really does when it comes to brotherhood. But this Shadow of the Sith, man, this book's gonna be epic. I think this book is just gonna be wild and crazy and all over the place. This one is being written by Adam Christopher, which I'm not too familiar with his work, but I'm really excited for this. I think it's just going to be a fun and exciting adventure. We're going to get to explore the unknown regions, which is something that we've been doing in Timothy Zahn's Thrawn prequel trilogy with Thrawn Ascendancy, which has been absolutely fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. But to see them try to explore the unknown regions and to see this plot from the Force Awakens, not from the Force Awakens, from Rise of Skywalker really be explored is just a breath of fresh air. Now, I'm going to say this the interesting thing that Star Wars does, especially after trilogies, is they bring out more material to enhance each trilogy. For the prequels, that's what they've done for the prequels, especially in the last few years. Clone Wars really enhanced the prequel trilogy. And then to get books like Dark Disciple, and we're now getting the Star Wars Adventures book from IDW that really explores some of the Clone Wars stuff. It's really just nice to see. And then we get more prequel trilogy stuff being explored in Greg Pak's Darth Vader series that's happening, and we got it in Charles Soule's Darth Vader series. So that's something to really think about. Now we're getting it with the sequel trilogy. Now we're getting it for the sequel trilogy, and we started to get it with the Phasma novel, with Bloodline, with Black Spire Outposts, with a Black Spire Outpost book, with hell, Galaxy's Edge itself, and then getting it with Star Wars Resistance was another thing, and now we're getting this Shadow of the Sith book, and I I just can't wait to explore more of the dark side here when it comes to this book and see what makes the Sith tick. And I think that that's what we're going to get here, and we'll probably get some of the best Sidious stuff that we've gotten in a long time. And Ochi of Bastoon has been actually in the Vader comic recently. I want to see more of him, and I can't wait to see more of him. And then my only thing with this book is I really, I really hope that Luke doesn't really meet Rey in this book because I like their meeting in The Last Jedi. But who knows? I mean, if they do, they do. It's am I going to lose sleep over it? No, no, I'm not. It's just part of it's part of the writing, and if that's the story that Adam Christopher wants to tell, then be my guest. I'll still read it, and most likely I'm going to enjoy it. So there's that, and just all four of those books are just going to be a lot of fun. Which ones are you looking forward to, chat? Let me know, and we'll talk about it. So let's see here. Let's move on. And we've got a few main topics tonight. We were going to talk a little bit about the High Republic, which I started to talk about a little bit ago when I talked about Trail of Shadows coming out this week. So, once again, I'm just going to pitch the High Republic some more, and then we'll get into our conversation about Disney World's 50th anniversary, as well as talking about Galaxy's Edge. So, when it comes to the High Republic, the one thing that you need to remember is that, or the one thing that you should do is suspend all expectations. Just go into it with a fresh mind and really just, you know, try to enjoy yourself. It's action packed. It's got a lot of great political intrigue. It's got wonderful characters. We have the first non-binary Jedi. We have the first asexual Jedi. We have the first bisexual Jedi. We have the first. We have the first. We've gotten the first autistic Jedi here as well with Ram Jamaram from Race to Crash Point Tower, which was really cool to see. And then we've gotten a lot of LGBTQ plus relationships in this thing, and it's been great. It's been a great breath of fresh air. The books have all been exciting. They've all been fun. My favorite book in Wave 1 was Into the Dark, which is Claudia Gray's young adult novel, but it reads more like an adult novel, and it's really good. It's really entertaining. Introduces like three of my favorite Jedi with Reith Silas, Orla Jareni, and Comac Vitus. And it's awesome because Reith and Comac are like the ultimate nerds and they gel so well together. And Orla is a Jedi way seeker, which means that she's acting independent of the council. She's trying to find her way through the Force, which is really cool. And then Light of the Jedi just was an action-packed book that kicked this whole thing off in Wave 1. And the Test of Courage is great because you get to meet Vernestra and Imri, and Vernestra is one of the youngest Padawans to ever be promoted to a Jedi Knight, and then to take on a Padawan herself. Then we've got Kevin Scott's High Republic High Republic series from Marvel, which is a monthly series, which has been just absolutely beautiful and just such a great story. And we've got Daniel Jose Alder's The High Republic Adventures, which is more of an all ages High Republic book. Oh, yeah, Farm Boy. Thank you. You just came in. Evening, my friend. Are you ready for the Star Wars Vision story, Ronin? This continues the story of the duel. Yes, I completely forgot that Ronin was coming out this week. Thank you. Yes, Star Wars Visions, Ronin is coming out. This is going to be about the former Sith character that wins the fight in the Visions episode, The Duel. And I'm really looking forward to like exploring that planet and exploring that culture and everything and what really makes Ronan tick. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun to I think it's going to be a fun read, Farm Boy. I really do. I think it's just going to be just so much fun. And honestly, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know what else to say about that book other than Ronan's droid better have a big part. That's all I'm gonna say because I love that droid. And the duel is actually one of my favorite episodes of Star Wars Visions too. I love the animation. I love that black and white and how it just paid tribute to Akira Kurosawa and a bunch of other Japanese directors from that time period. So, yeah, Farm Boy, I'm ready. Bring it, bring it on. Really, bring it on, Emma Mako Candon. Yeah, bring it on because we're ready for it over here. That will be a lot of fun. Anyway, so going back to the High Republic here, just real quick, we had I mentioned High Republic Adventures. Then for Wave Two, we got The Rising Storm and Race to Crash Point Tower, which both of those books take place at the same time. And Race to Crash Point Tower is a very good palate cleanser from, especially after reading The Rising Storm. Race to Crash Point Tower is really good. Yeah, I've got an Audible credit too, Farm Boy, so I'm thinking about picking it up on Audible. That way I can just listen to it as well. Um, but we've had that. Out of the Shadows came out, which is Justina Ireland's young adult novel, and that one has more of Vernestra Emery, Wreath, Comac. Orla's not really in that one, but that's a great book. We had Tempest Runner, which is the audio drama. We've had The Monster of Temple Peak, which is a Ty York monster hunting story. And then we have Trail of Shadows hitting this week also. So it's a great time to read Star Wars. I'm gonna reach out to her, Farm Boy. I really am, because I want to just talk to her about, especially after reading the book. Like I want to talk to her about it, and I think it'll be so cool if I could bring her on. And I also kind of want to bring on the Luminous Five, the High Republic writers if I can as well, because I think that that would be cool. And I'm thinking about bringing Adam Christopher on and Mike Chen on the once their books come out next year as well, because I think that would be pretty entertaining interviews and entertaining shows. So I'm gonna reach out to Emma here this week, actually, after I get done Ronin, and I'm gonna see if I can't try to bring her on in one of the next shows. Let me see here. So that's pretty much it for the High Republic. Hilo, if you want to DM me later and I'll get you the list of stuff that you should read and I'll get you a list of essential characters and stuff. But yeah, that's the High Republic. So let's talk about Oh, I did have one more thing to mention about the High Republic, and that is Cavan Scott. Cavan Scott is one of my favorite writers, especially uh, writing in Star Wars. Yeah, I like I said, I want to Farm Boy, but with Cavan Scott, he's kind of been labeled as this villain, especially after the Rising Storm and in Tempest Runner. Tempest Runner, he let's just say Cavan Scott has like embraced. He's one of the nicest people. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Cavan Scott's one of the nicest people working and writing in Star Wars today. And Dooku Jedi Lost, hands down. Check that audio drama out. T-Spans, what's up, buddy? Check out that audio drama. I think that you would really like it. It's about Count Dooku and his time in the Jedi Order, as well as his brief time as a master where he trains Qui-Gon Jinn. And it's a full cast audio drama. I highly recommend it. But going back to what Kevin Scott has done, um, the High Republic show happened a few weeks back. This is the official High Republic show done on Star Wars Twitter. And Christina Ariel is talking to Kevin Scott and Charles Soule and the rest of the writers. And she's trying to talk about the Rising Storm and stuff that happened in the Rising Storm. And let's just say there's some deaths in the Rising Storm. And Kevin Scott flat out says, and he jokes, but it's so true at the same time, where he says, "Yeah, I just don't go around killing your favorite characters. I kill your second favorite characters too." And I just thought it was great. He's embraced this supervillain personality, and it's so much fun. And like bantering with him on Twitter has been a lot of fun, and just seeing people interact with him, it's great. And the High Republic community, especially on Twitter, join it. They're an amazing group of people. They love this stuff. And check that out. And the writers are fantastic. They interact with everybody and they're just wonderful. And Christina Ariel, the host of the High Republic show, interacts with a bunch of people, and she's great too. So definitely check those out. I think that you'll have a wonderful time with all of that. So let's move on here, and let's talk about these two are actually going to go hand in hand here, and it is Disney World's 50th anniversary. Did I say that right? Anniversary, 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 whatever. It's Disney World's 50th anniversary, and we get to go in just what 10 days. Yep, we get to go in 10 days, and we're only going for 2 nights. We went earlier this year and did May 4th, did Galaxy's Edge on May 4th, which was an amazing experience. However, we're still beating ourselves up for missing Ashley Eckstein by 15 minutes because she was probably walking by us as we were walking out the park. So yeah, that's fun. And so I have I just want to say this before I get into the memories here. Disney has been a huge part of my life since I was a kid. Um, my parents introduced me to Disney films when I was very young, and I remember experiencing the Disney Renaissance in the 90s and going to the movie theater to see most of these movies in the 90s. And they were just, it was an incredible time. And the first time I went to Disney World was in uh, 96 for the 25th anniversary, actually. And that's when they had Cinderella's castle painted like a cake. And I think my wife actually has the photo, and I'm going to show you this photo. It's yeah, my wife's going to grab the photo because this photo is really cool. It was they redid the entire castle to make it look like a birthday cake. Yeah, it's so now the castle has gone through quite a few changes, and now it's beautiful. And I'll have to try to show you guys pictures once we get there. But this here, right, right there, that is Cinderella's castle as a birthday cake. Everybody hated it. I thought it was actually really cool. Yeah, and now everybody's reminiscing about it. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, my wife has the Magic Band for it too because they released that what earlier this year. Yeah, and it's the one that she's taking on our trip, and I'm taking two of them with me. Um, thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm gonna get emotional here, and I apologize. Disney World means yeah, Disney World means so much to me. My parents took me there, like I said, in '96, and it was the first time that I had ever been, and it was an amazing trip, just absolutely amazing trip, and we didn't do every park, which is fine, but we did Magic Kingdom, and then I got sick for the rest of that week, but we ended up going to Kennedy Space Center that week, which if you've never been to Kennedy Space Center in Florida, you should. It's an awesome experience too. But Disney World, I then went. The second time I went was in uh, early 2000. Yeah, it was February of 2000. It was right after uh, it was right during the Millennium Celebration, and I went to Epcot, and that was the first time I experienced Test Track, and it was the first time I rode Spaceship Earth, and the first time that I experienced World Showcase. And I I'll never forget that day. They had this parade going on actually in World Showcase at the time. And it was this big Millennium celebration that happened before. Yeah, it's really cool, Farm Boy. Kennedy Space Centers are really cool. Um, but like they had like this big Millennium celebration parade, and they actually called it the Parade of Nations. And we're we're walking to get to it was somewhere in World Showcase we were walking to, and the parade was going on, and this person is dressed like a tree and like walking on stilts and stuff. And like as we're walking through the crowd, like the tree like tries to grab for my dad, and like my dad just like ducks, and I lost it. I lost it. It was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced. And mom's like, that tree just tried to abduct you. And my dad's just like, damn tree. Um, but I'll never forget that day. And then I went in 2002. Yeah, 2002. I went on a choir trip for it, and we competed in this national thing, national competition, and we actually won. We won our divisions, and we spent like a week down there, and we went to Hollywood Studios, which was MGM at the time, and Animal Kingdom. And like some people went to Magic Kingdom and some people went to Epcot. And then we also did a performance at what was then Downtown Disney. And at that point, it was actually split up into two sections because there was a third thing in the middle called Pleasure Island. And I don't know how many of you remember Pleasure Island, but it was like this big like nightclub area for people, for adults at Disney. And it was actually it was cool to perform on this dock stage and to sing, for locals and people from out of town and everything, and we got like a standing ovation and stuff, and it was really cool. And then I didn't go back until I didn't go back until my wife and I went in 2017, and that's when we did Epcot and Hollywood Studios, right? Yeah, we did Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and we we made the mistake of doing Hollywood Studios the first day, and then did Epcot the second day, and that second day we were just done. Like Epcot, we got the floor wiped. Epcot wiped the floor with us, but we had a really good time, and we were there for Epcot's Festival of the Arts, which if you've never done an Epcot festival, do an Epcot festival. Like seriously, do an Epcot festival because they're amazing. Festival of the Arts was really fun. They did a mural actually where they actually had park guests come up and paint. It was 5 squares. It was like 5 or 6 squares of a mural. And then they hung the mural at the front of the park. We go back a year later in 2018 with my wife's family, and as we're entering Epcot, what do we see to our right but the mural that my wife painted a few squares in? And I looked at her dad and I said, "Your daughter helped paint that mural." And it was awesome. And that that week in 2018 is one of the best weeks of my life because that was also the week where I asked my wife to marry me at the Halloween party that we were at. And it's a really funny story because I've been trying all day, all day to propose to her. But my wife's just like, "Oh, let's go over here. Oh, let's go over here. Oh, let's go over here." And my my oh, cool, farm boy. I'll have to take a look at that. Um but my wife's friend was with us too, and like the three of us had tickets to the Halloween party, and that was the first Halloween party we went to, right? Yeah. And and we're just walking around. We're all chafed at this point because it's like 95 with like 100% humidity. We got to the park at 11 a.m., paid for preferred parking, which that saved us. Paid for preferred parking. We get into the park and we are there from 11 a.m. until midnight because of the party. And at that point, with the old Halloween party, they would actually close the park at 6 and let Halloween party guests in at 4. And with that, Halloween party guests were actually getting like 8 hours in the park for the price that they paid for their ticket. And it was really, really cool. So, but we were there all day, and Katie had to fly back the next day. Yeah, because like we did the Springs in the morning the next day. Yeah. Anyway, so we we were there and we're doing all of that and just riding the rides and stuff. I think that was the day that we rode Haunted Mansion like 3 times. I don't know. We've ridden the Haunted Mansion so many times, which Muppets Haunted Mansion, check that out on Disney Plus. Yeah, shameless plug. I'm a Disney Plus shill. Um, but we're walking around and everything, and then we got done. Was that after the Hocus Pocus thing? Yeah. So we did the Hocus Pocus villains spectacular. uh Which the best part of that is still the Dr. Facilier thing. Um, we get on to People Mover, which I love Tomorrowland People Mover because it's like one of the best rides in Tomorrowland because all you're doing is just sitting and you go through a bunch of air conditioning at times. Well, what's really funny is we're on the People Mover and Space Mountain goes. It's already dark in Space Mountain when Space Mountain's normally running. Space Mountain goes completely dark, and all you hear is screaming and heavy metal music as you're going through Space Mountain in the People Mover. All you hear is ah! And I think I broke myself by doing that. And we go through the rest of the People Mover. As we're getting off, the Halloween fireworks are going off. And it was at that point, once we got down from the People Mover, I'm like, the fireworks are going off. This is my time. So I had to grab her hand because she was going off into another direction. And I stopped her. I pulled her to me. I did not get down on one knee because I don't think I would have gotten up if I had gotten down on one knee. And I opened the case and I told her how much I love her and how much she means to me. And we got engaged as the fireworks were going off at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in 2018. And I will never forget that night. As frustrated as we were because the heat. I could have. I could have. I don't blame you. It's partly my fault too, so it's fine. Hey, I had to play Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom too, so um which I got my now brothers-in-laws hooked on too. And now they discontinued Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. Um and then another one of my great memories was our honeymoon in 2019 where we stayed on property and we stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort, and that was such a fun week. We got to go to Galaxy's Edge for the first time. That was when they were doing the early magic or oh, oh no. Okay. My ring light just fell. I'm sorry people. Um apparently the ring light doesn't want me to tell this story. Or I'm going too slow. So we got to go to Galaxy's Edge, and we got to experience it because of the early morning magic hours, which was really cool because we got in there what at like 7 a.m. Yeah, we got in there really early, and we were able to experience most of it, and um, that was when we had park hoppers, so we were like going back to the hotel to like take breaks and stuff. Which I highly recommend if you're staying on Disney property, go back to your hotel for breaks throughout the day because it is going to help you as you go through your day at Disney. There we go. All right. So the ring light's now fixed. Carry on with the ring light. Thank you. So we did Galaxy's Edge, which was amazing, and seeing the Falcon, we both cried. Like we were ugly crying, just tears of joy seeing the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, we were. We I assumed the winded fanboy position a couple of times, and we got to build a droid, and we did all sorts of fun stuff. And the next, oh no, that Friday night of that week was when we did the party, right? Because then we took the next day off. Yeah, yeah. So we did. We've been to a lot of the Halloween parties. Um, I know we've only been to two. I'm exaggerating. So we did the Halloween party, which was a lot of fun. Well, that the next day was Saturday, so it was like a break day for us, and used the hotel pool and went to Disney Springs for dinner. And that's when I got assaulted by the lady on, on the bus. I didn't get assaulted. I claim I got assaulted. So this story is we had dinner at Chicken Guy and we were going to go, "Hey Chris, what's up, buddy?" So we were going to go to the Polynesian to go to Trader Sam's, which is a specialty bar at the Polynesian. And so we hop on the bus from Disney Springs to get to the Polynesian, and the bus is crowded. And like, I sat next to my wife, and then there was like an open seat between me and the next person, but there was like a bar in the way, right? It was like a half seat. This lady is like standing in front of me in the back of the bus, and she steps on my foot a couple of times. I was wearing flip-flops because it's a day off. You're not really gonna wear tennis shoes at Disney like on a day off when you're just chilling, right? So she's like in heel boots or heel shoes that are like this thick on the heel. Yeah. And I'll be I'll be streaming for a while, bud. I'll be streaming for a while. So I say ow, and she doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything. Then she squeezes in between me and this pole, and she's wearing a wide brimmed hat like she's going to the frickin' Kentucky Derby. And she's talking to the lady next to her, and every time she moves her head, she's hitting me in the face with the brim of this hat. And like my blood pressure is like here at the moment, and like it's slowly raising, right? While that's happening, she's also elbowing me in the ribs. I'll tell you one thing. I couldn't get off that bus fast enough when we got to the Polynesian. Excuse me. We then get to the Polynesian. We then go to Trader Sam's, thinking not a lot of people know about this place. It's kind of a hole in the wall. Boy, were we wrong. It would have been a 2-hour wait to get a table in the inside bar, which would have been, yeah, which would have been really late. So we're like, well, let's go outside because they had outdoor seating too with same drinks and everything, and they had live music. And the weather had actually broken at that point. It was only like 80 something degrees that night, and it was perfect. Well, there's no seat outside. So what do? We go and get Dole Whip, and we just chill out and we eat Dole Whip. Must have been one of those 50th anniversary fans. No, this was like 2 years ago, so the 50th wasn't going on, but I bet you she's there for the 50th right now because she looked like she could afford multiple Disney trips, especially staying at the Polynesian. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with staying at the Polynesian. I want to stay at the Polynesian. My wife wants to stay at the Polynesian. You just have to have a lot of money for it. Anyway, we uh we finish up our Dole Whip and then we go back to our hotel and we just hung out at the pool bar for a little bit and had a couple of drinks and relaxed. And that's what I was about to say. Then we're sitting in those lawn chairs were so freaking comfortable, or beach chairs. So we're sitting at these beach chairs at the pool bar and we're drinking our drinks. And my wife's on her phone and boom, she gets in a reservation for Oga's Cantina this next day. Or you need a sugar daddy. Yeah. Well, Katrina, Ellie, and I pleaded for sugar daddies for the Galactic Star Cruiser last week on our show. So we'll have to see how that works out. Um, but we were able to get reservations for Oga's. And we go into Oga's and it's such a cool experience. This is the bar at Galaxy's Edge. They don't do any food, it's just drinks. Oh no, they have the charcuterie board, and then the like the Jello type thing. So like they have like nibbling things, but for the most part it's drinks. So I order the well, it was crowded, and we thought that we were gonna get a table, but they had us at like this standing table, which wasn't too bad. It was a little annoying, but they had us right next to DJ Rex, which was cool but annoying at the same time because the music's blasting right in your ear. So it's like hard to have a conversation with some people. But like that's the whole point of like being at the standing bar is like they want you to, to hang out with other guests and like, compare your Star Wars stories and everything. It's really cool. So I order the Gold Squadron Lager, which was an awesome beer. So good. Eve gets the Jabba juice. I take like 2 sips of my Gold Squadron lager. I look over and half of my wife's Jabba juice is gone. She downed it, but it was really good though. It was really good. I actually got a sip before she downed it, and it was really good. And then we explored a little more of Batu. We did another run for Smuggler's Run, which was pretty cool. And we're gonna get into Batu here in just a little bit, but we got the blue milk, which was delicious. The blue milk is very good. And then we saw Phantasmic that night, and then we oh yeah, my wife started laughing when I mentioned Phantasmic. So we're sitting in the amphitheater for Phantasmic, waiting for the show to start, and they keep making all of these announcements like in different languages and stuff. So at one point I'm like, "Hola, bienvenidos a la Fantasmic," and like I had the family in front of me just cracking up every time I did it. Then my wife got a loth cat from the creature stall, so they're doing they're doing all this Disney music, and she's making the loth cat like lip sync to the songs, like right in my face, and which was really funny. Yeah, the family in front of us was cracking up at that too. And then we saw the Star Wars fireworks that they have at Hollywood Studios, and that was like such a great end to that trip because it was just, I mean, it was epic in every sense of the way, and it was just so much fun. And That brings us to our most recent trip, which was in May this year. We got to go to Galaxy's Edge for May 4th because, once again, my wife just thinks of the most awesome stuff. And she was just like, hey, we could go for May 4th. And I said, do it. So, yeah, now it's time to talk about Galaxy's Edge. And I hope John is here watching this because I told John that we were going to talk about Galaxy's Edge. John from our RPG show and from a few of our other shows was talking about how he's actually going to Galaxy's Edge in the beginning of November. And, we're going in 10 days. We're going to be at Galaxy's Edge as well, which is going to be really cool. And Dana and I talked about this a few months back as well when I kind of did like another Galaxy's Edge thing. But I think it's always time for a refresher on Galaxy's Edge, especially, yeah, and it's always fun. So I'm gonna paint this picture for you. I'm gonna try not to talk about this too long, but I just want to say before we get into the Galaxy's Edge thing, thank you for listening to me be emotional. Thank you for listening to me tell these stories. They're just so much fun. And Disney World has such a special place in my heart, and I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to go in a few days. It's going to be great. So let's talk about Galaxy's Edge here. Now, a lot of people have asked me, well, what's one of the things that you want to do first? Well, you got to get into the land first. And the best way to do that is to go through the back part of Hollywood Studios through Muppets Courtyard. This is so Muppets Courtyard. Yes, it's Muppets themed, and it's where Muppet Vision 3D is and Pizza Rizzo, which I still don't understand why people give that restaurant crap. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna meh one more time? Okay. But you go through this tunnel, and the tunnel slowly changes and slowly transitions into an alien-looking tunnel, and then you come out the other side, and uh, you are on Batu, and it's really really cool and really awesome. And I'm sorry, I was looking at something. It's just really really awesome, and it's cool. It dumps you out at the Resistance in the old Spire, or the old outpost, which is where the Resistance base is and where Rise of the Resistance is. And I think I should talk about Rise of the Resistance last because that is like the marquee thing at Galaxy's Edge. So in the Resistance base camp, they have full-size X-wings, full-size A-wings. They have Resistance Supply Depot, which is where you can, or yeah, Resistance Supply, which is where you can get all your Resistance themed merch, including this Rise of the Resistance hat right here. And it's really really cool. You can get your pictures taken in front of X-wings, which the photographer actually added, or they did like a digital thing where they added X-wings like flying through the sky above us, which was really cool looking. And then from there, you can walk into Black Spire Outpost, and I suggest walking through the marketplace, which is going to be to your right. The Batuan marketplace is really cool. That's where you're going to find Toydarian toy makers, which is where you can pick up sabacc decks. You can pick up a wooden carved sand crawler that comes with like two wooden Jawas. They have wooden dolls. They have plush dolls that look like they're hand stitched. They have all sorts of stuff. Well, I'm getting there. Across from that is the creature stall, which you can adopt various creatures from the Star Wars universe. It's really cool. They have an animatronic Loth cat in a cage. He's sleeping, and he's got a stuffed porg that he's cuddled up with, and every once in a while you'll see the tail flick, and you'll hear him purr a little bit because he's just happy and sleeping. And you can adopt loth cats, you can adopt porgs, you can adopt wampas, tauntauns, banthas, um, Kowakian monkey lizards, which yeah, which Cam, if you're watching, bub. And then you can get the puffer pigs that were in Star Wars Rebels. They had yeah, they had the ice spiders from the Mandalorian. They had dewbacks and they had Minox. Like they have all sorts of creatures that you can get. It's really really cool. They all range from different prices. I think the monkey lizard is the most expensive thing. I think that's like 50 or 60 bucks, or 50 or 60 credits, I should say. And then there's clothing stores where you can buy Jedi robes and just regular like Star Wars looking clothes, which is really cool. My wife got part of her Rey get up there, which was really neat. You can go and get the popcorn that you saw in the Bad Batch. You can actually get that at Galaxy's Edge. And then, oh boy, you can get your Ronto wrap, folks, which this is a sausage wrap and it's amazing. Well, I think it's amazing. My wife didn't really like the egg or the cheese in the breakfast wrap because they were kind of cold, which it kind of was, but the sausage was awesome and I want to get another Ronto wrap. And then like once you exit the marketplace, Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo is right on your immediate left, and then standing right in front of you as you exit the marketplace is the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, the Millennium Falcon. And that's when you assume the winded fanboy position and cry fanboy tears and fangirl tears. It's amazing and awesome and it's so cool. And you go into the spaceport and you can do Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run where you can be a pilot or an engineer or a gunner, which I'm going to tell you right now. I'll break these down as right now. So pilot is the best part of the ride because you actually get to control the ship. The pilot on the left side is controlling left and right, and the pilot on the right side is controlling up and down as well as the jump to hyperspace. Your gunners are going to be in the position right behind you, and that's pretty much just pressing and holding a button on the side panel. It's kind of a boring job. And then engineer is behind the gunner position, and engineer's a lot of fun because like you're flipping switches and stuff and trying to repair the ship and repair the shields and stuff while you're like going on this run. And the whole point of the run is you are getting coaxium for the resistance. But you're not really working for the resistance. You are working for everybody's favorite space pirate, Hondo Onaka. And that Hondo animatronic, you would think is a cast member dressed up in prosthetic makeup. Like that's how good that animatronic is. And it's really cool. And people ask, well, does the ship actually move when you move the controls? Yes. Yes, it does. And it's really cool and a lot of fun. The key, though, to a good run is communication. Huh? Yeah. And it's your crew. You need to have a good crew. You need to have an excited crew. The first time we had an okay run, but we had a great crew. And it was a lot of fun. Second time, the crew was not that good. Like my wife and I were the most excited people on the thing. Oh yeah, it was yeah, so there were these three people and these two girls got the pilot position and they just were not into it and it kind of just dragged all of us down. And then the guy that's with them is trying to tell them what to do. Oh yeah, he was just watching, and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. The engineer that was with you. Yeah, no, I was talking about the guy that was with the girls. Yeah, yeah. It's you need to have a good crew, and have a good crew. It's a lot of fun. So Smuggler's Run is really cool. Um, and I can't recommend it enough. From there, you can go to Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, where you can get the Legacy lightsaber hilts, as well as light side artifacts and dark side artifacts, as well as holocrons and kyber crystals, which is pretty cool. And the cool thing that I noticed is if you have a Jedi holocron and a Sith holocron, and you put them together, they'll both light up purple, and you'll hear the Bendu from Star Wars Rebels, which is pretty cool. And then if you get, depending on the kyber crystals that you get, it depends on like which character you'll hear in your holocron. So like if you get a black kyber crystal, which is really rare, you'll get Palpatine or Sidious. I believe white is Maz Kanata and Ahsoka, and then yellow I think is Rey or something like that. And it's pretty cool. And then, but the chances of getting white or black are pretty tough, and the chances of getting yellow are pretty tough too, I think. But it's really cool, a lot of fun. And like I said, you can get your legacy lightsaber hilts there too, which is pretty nice. The hilts are really good quality, and they're heavy. They are heavy. Yeah, okay. Well, some of the hilts aren't good quality. That's all I'm gonna say. Excuse me. Um, what else was I was gonna say? I'm getting there. Okay. Anyway, let me go back to the Falcon real quick. I'm sorry, I apologize. So the third time we did Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run was back in May, on May 4th, and we got to pilot the ship, just my wife and I. We were the only two in the cockpit, and that was a lot of fun. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It felt like it it felt so natural, and it's such a fun ride. Uh, I can't say enough. And we had a pretty good run. Like we collected both things of coaxium and everything, and we had a pretty good run. The Falcon took a little bit of damage, but not a lot, which was nice. And it's cool. It's just a lot of fun. From Doc Ondar's, you can go to Oga's Cantina, but it helps if you have a reservation. That way you can get in. There's also Savi's Workshop, which is your lightsaber building experience, which is $219.99, which you're there to pay for the experience. You're there for the experience. You're not there for um, to build the lightsaber. I mean, you're there to build the lightsaber, but it's the experience that you see. Um, and it's really cool. Like we've watched videos for it. We're still debating on doing it on this trip. We're debating. From there, you can go to my favorite place, which is Droid Depot. Mubo's Droid Depot is amazing. It is Build a Bear Workshop, but for droids, essentially. You can build an R unit or a B unit, which is pretty cool. You can, after you I mean, you can mix and match the different colors and parts and stuff. It's really wild. And you can buy personality chips for it, and your droids will interact in different sections of the park due to Bluetooth connectivity. And so, like, if you got a droid that has a first order personality chip and you're in the resistance section of the park, the droid will start beeping nervously and like vice versa if you have a resistance droid and you're in the first order section of the park. It's really wild. That's $100 for the droid, but it's so worth it because it's a fun experience. And then you can buy backpacks there, which have clips that'll like clip into the back of the droid's head, which will allow the which will help the droid stay firm in the bag. And it's got like memory foam in the bottom and a little window that the droid can look out and beep and stuff. It's really wild. And then you can go to the first order. That's towards the first order section of the park, which is where you can see Kylo Ren's TIE Echelon, which is pretty cool to see. It's similar to his shuttle that he has, but it's like more of a TIE fighter. And then you can go to First Order Cargo and get all your First Order merchandise. And then there's the milk stand, which you can buy blue and green milk. And I highly recommend the blue milk. It's really good. The green milk's good too, but the blue milk is I try both. If you're gonna do it, do both. Yeah, but the blue is better. But they're both good. The and especially on a hot day, they'll both go down really well. And then they've also got so speaking of hot days, they've got a couple of bottle fill stations there too. So bring your own water bottles because you can go to the bottle fill stations and get water that way, which will definitely help on those hot Batuan days. And oh, Rise of the Resistance. Oh, the Coke droids. They even have Star Wars themed Coca-Cola products. They have Coke bottles and Sprite bottles that look like thermal detonators, which is pretty cool. And then, oh yeah, my wife's my wife's getting up to do 'em. Careful up there. And then they've also got the Batuan Sparrow, which is pretty cool, which is the Batuan which is a gift card. It's $100, but once you pay for it, that 100 is loaded onto the gift card. So this is the Sprite bottle. So as you can see, it looks like a thermal detonator, which we had to drink all of these in order to bring them back. Yeah, we had like 6 of these things that we had to chug. But thank God our flight didn't leave for like 3 hours beforehand. And that's pretty cool. And like you can see like there's a Sprite logo there. Oh, I'm probably going to get copyrighted, but whatever. Um, you know, I know. Yeah, so that's that. Still has little flecks of liquid here. See? No. And then this right here is pretty cool. This is the Batu and Spira, which uh yeah, so they have a silver one of these. So the Batu and Spira is actually the currency for the planet Batu. And that's what it is. So you see the spires with the sun and everything. And this is a gift card. It's got the barcode on the back. And yeah, it's really cool. It's heavy. It's really heavy. But it was really cool when we saw it. We were like, we have to get it. Yeah, that's true. So this acts just like a regular gift card. Thank you for reminding me about that. Yeah, so this you can reload at any time and use this at any Disney property. It doesn't even have to be Disney World. You can take this to Disneyland and use it. You can take this to Alani and use it in Hawaii. So I think you could even take this on Disney Cruise Line and use it probably. Yeah, it's anything for Disney. Yeah, because it just says Disney gift card. It doesn't say like where you have to use it outside of Disney. Yeah, it's really really cool. So when you go to Batu, definitely pick one of these up, especially as a souvenir. But hey, that's $100 gift card, so you can just be like, yeah, you spend $100, and boom, guess what? There's 100 on it, ready to go. Hey, I'll take $100 worth of Ronto wraps, which I will not do, but Oh, yes. You can pick these up only at Droid Depot. These are only available at Droid Depot. They have gold and now they have silver, which is pretty cool. Also, if you do end up picking up one of these, you can actually go to Etsy and get one of the necklaces that you can actually put this into. That way you can just wear it around your neck the whole day. Yeah, my wife's been wanting to get one of those. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to do that at some point. So, there's that. Also, when it comes to droids, here, I'm just going to put this there. Yeah. Also, when it comes to droids, even though I've got a bunch of stuff in here, these backpacks are fantastic for displaying your droids, especially when you bring them back to Batu. Now, the stickers don't come on these backpacks. You would have to go to like Etsy to get these stickers, which my wife did. But I absolutely love this backpack. This backpack's amazing. Yeah, so so this backpack, we call it an escape pod. Yeah, we call it a DEP, a droid escape pod, but it's actually a pet carrier. You know, you can stick your cat or your small dog in here and, just walk around with them. But for us, we use them for droids. And it's really cool. We've got an LED light system in here too, which we light up at night to display the droid. I was thinking about bringing this for the next trip, but I think I'm going to hold off because I might be bringing back one more droid with us. I might be. My wife says no, but she'll see it and she'll want to say yes. I'll put it on the shelf. Well, then you need to get B out of here. My wife's droid is still in here. Um, but yeah, it's really cool and a lot of fun. So definitely, if you do end up getting a droid and you're looking for another backpack besides the one that you can buy in the parks, get this. It's fantastic. Stickers, go to Etsy and get them. They're great. They'll do personalized stickers for you too. You got the Oga's Cantina sticker here. This one in the middle is my last name. You've got Danger, Droid Depot, all sorts of stuff. It's really cool. This one little here is like one of those bumper stickers that you see that says like Baltimore or whatever, but it says Batu, and it's all in Arabic. So I highly recommend this. What else? Rise of the Resistance. That's the one that I want to get to now. So, Rise of the Resistance is the most ambitious ride I've ever been on, and that my wife has ever been on. It might be the best ride that we've ever ridden there. Yeah. Until we ride Ratatouille Adventure, which will probably be in a couple of years, but that's fine. But Rise of the Resistance is amazing. I'm not going to tell you much because I think that this is something that you need to experience for yourself. But I will tell you this: the second you're in the queue, they immerse you in the story. It's a completely immersive experience where you are new resistance recruits that have to leave Batu to go to Bakara and go to the new resistance base that's set up there. However, as you're leaving Batu, your ship is captured by the First Order. And now you have to escape a First Order Star Destroyer. And it's incredible. The animatronics are amazing. Every cast member is like so into it and it's such an immersive experience. Like when you get out of your transport to like on the Star Destroyer, you are in a First Order Star Destroyer hangar. It's huge. There's life-size TIE fighters. There's a whole platoon of stormtroopers like standing right in front of you, and it's incredible. And when you escape, when you're starting to escape the Star Destroyer, you're being shot at and all sorts of stuff. At one point, it turns into a flight simulator. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And I I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody because it's such a magical thing. But I will say this, if you get the chance to ride it, which you can actually go into a standby line now and wait. Normally you had to get into a boarding group. Like you had to reserve a boarding group, which meant waking up at 7 in the morning the day the park opened and trying to get a boarding group, which we were able to, and we rode in the afternoon that day on May 4th. It was just it was incredible. I I don't know what else to say about it other than strap in and get ready because you are in for a wild ride and a fun ride. I don't know what else to say about Galaxy's Edge other than you need to experience it. It's something that, yeah, I can talk about it all day till I'm blue in the face and tell you what to do, tell you what to ride, recommend what you eat and drink, but until you go and see it for yourself, I'm just providing lip service. I mean, it would be great if you took my advice, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll recommend it. But I just, I don't know. I just feel that it's something that you need to experience. And this is going to sound stuck up, and I apologize, but experiencing it on May 4th was like going on a pilgrimage and experiencing it with the woman that I love and that I'm spending the rest of my life with on that day was incredible. Um, Chris, if you're still in chat, you were at our wedding. You know. Zach, if you're here, you know. We had a Star Wars wedding. And I'll have to show you guys pictures of that sometime because that was really cool. But this was something very special for us. And Galaxy's Edge is a place where it's funny. You hear some of these people mention that Star Wars is dead because of Disney's acquisition. It's not dead. It's not. Excuse me. Um, because I'll tell you right now, there were a lot of people at Galaxy's Edge on May 4th, and they were all there for one thing, to celebrate their love of Star Wars. And the few times that we've been before that and this time coming up, You're going to see parents wearing Star Wars shirts. You're going to see kids wearing Star Wars shirts. You're going to see everybody just enjoying themselves and embracing the saga, embracing this story that we've all come to know and love, and embracing these characters. Yeah, it's set during the sequel trilogy and whatever. That's fine. I love that it's set during the sequel trilogy. However, I will say this: I need Disney to turn Star Wars Launch Bay though into Starlight Beacon and make that a whole Old Republic thing. So Disney, if you're watching, can you please do that for me? Because you have a lot of High Republic fans that want High Republic stuff in parks, and I think that that would be incredible. But my friends, I don't know what else to say other than Disney and Galaxy's Edge are special. And I hope that you all get to experience it. I really do. Because there's nothing like it. And we're gonna wrap things up here. And I just want to say, first off, I just want to say I did this last week, but I want to do this again this week, especially after watching the the Ted Lasso finale and how how they emphasized mental health and everything. Um, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about and why I'm on a tangent here, and I'm gonna wrap this up as much as I can and as fast as I can. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to my family. Thank you to uh, thank you to my family. Thank you to my wife for supporting me. Um, I started this podcast as, and I still do this podcast to share my love of Star Wars with people and to share some knowledge, but mostly to share my love of Star Wars and for all of us to come together and geek out about this galaxy far, far away and space wizards and walking carpets and porgs and all that stuff. And I just want to say thank you to my family. I want to say thank you to my wife. And I want to say thank you to you, the community. And I know I did this last week, but I got to do this again. And there's another person that I want to add into this list of thank yous besides my wife, because my wife is amazing and I love her. And so, with the mental health thing, I'll share that real quick and then I'll get to the rest of this thank you. I've struggled with mental health my entire life. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was young, and I've been struggling that with that my whole life. And I've struggled with other mental health issues, but I always seemed to find a way to overcome them. But recently, within the past few years, I've really struggled. And I have to say that if it weren't for my family and my wife and my friends and you, the community, I wouldn't be doing this right now. So I want to say thank you. But there are 8 individuals I really want to thank. Number one is my wife for always being there, always being a rock for me. She's going to lay down for bed, but I maybe she hears this, maybe she doesn't. But I love her. I love her with all my heart. She's put up with a lot of my crap, but she's always been there, and she loves me, and I love her. And I am so happy that I get to wake up every day with my wife at my side. So I just want to say that. The second person that I want to thank, he was in chat tonight for a little bit, and he might still be in chat, maybe not, but that's Christopher Hager. Chris, you have been one of my closest friends since we were 10 years old. And here we are at 33 and 34. Him being 33, me being 34. And we're still friends, and we're still goofing off, and we're still making each other laugh. And yeah, we had our ups and downs, and there were times when we didn't really speak to each other, but I never stopped being your friend, bud. And I know you never stopped being mine. So, Chris, thank you. Seriously, thank you. Thank you to you, the community. Thank you to everybody that puts up with my rants and raves every single week. And now it's time to thank these other people. My RPG family. To Ellie, Katrina, Kaylin, Joey, Greg, and John. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for coming together. And thank you for just being such a great group of people. I also want to say I love each and every one of you. And I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. You all have become family to me. And I am so grateful for everything that you all do. I can't wait for the 29th. It is going to be so epic. I mean, we're still talking and stuff too. Like we've got a couple of group chats. And if you have not joined the Starlight Beacon Transmissions Discord server, please do. I will be posting a link later tonight on Twitter again. But yes, join our Discord server. We're going to be doing a movie night very soon. But to you six, thank you. You helped me get out of a rough situation a few weeks back, like a rough mental situation a few weeks back. If it wasn't for my wife and you six, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So thank you. You are family to me, and I wish that we could spend Life Day together and spend the holidays together. Uh, that's actually going to be it for tonight. And I hope that you had fun. I hope that you learned some stuff about me and Disney, and some of you are hopefully going to jump into the High Republic. I was going to have a guest on tonight. Once again, Lavender, I hope things went well. I hope things are well. Thank you. One last thing. Happy birthday to our very own Kaylin Kelly, who is part of our RPG program or our RPG show. Happy birthday, Kaylin. I hope that it was a wonderful day. I hope that you got everything that you wanted and got to spend time with everybody and just had a good time. So thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday. I hope that you had a wonderful day. Um, like I said, join our Discord because we're going to celebrate every birthday. That's what we're going to do because you are a community. We love you and we do this for you. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you to the community. It was a fun night. It was weird doing it solo, but it was cool. Uh, may you may the force always be with you. May you always fight for light and life. And remember, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we are all the Republic. Thank you all. Love you. And we will see you next week for our DC Fandom special. We'll see you then.